Hello everybody and welcome to another playthrough, this time for Master Division 4, an exciting event or collaboration or whatever we could say that is coming up here in the game. Madden Mobile Beast Mode 18-hole cup, a mix of Sequoia Creek and Lake Wabasca here in Golf Clash. Scan the QR code on the screen, or you use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy or patreon.com/gctquick9 to improve your game today. Premium modes, premium guides for all the game modes. Info box on the right hand side to follow along with club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Also, if you do enjoy the free content here on the YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Let's go to hole number 1. On hole number 1, option 1A, here we're gonna send it with a win 0 ball, and we're starting at P10 max rest, yellow ring where the rough and the sand meets. This is a bang on in between angle, this one, and we're gonna treat it as a pure in between angle too. Adjust max plus 20 P0, we're doing 2 backspin and 2 left spin. We are then after the adjustment pushing up, and here for in between it's gonna be 9 rings. We are then going to go with curl, and we're gonna do again in between. So this is an in between curl of blue and yellow. You can see that I'm treating everything as in between when it comes to having an in between angle. Obviously the slide will specify when we do have a yellow angle and we do have a blue angle what to do and this or that. Now either we're gonna be on the green or on the fringe with a perfect ball. The only thing to be worried about is a great left that may flirt with the bunker. But all in all, this is definitely a nice way to start off with, pinging this one onto the green, and maybe someone will be lucky getting a hole-in-one. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the best guides on the market. There you can also find a layup alternative, but also an alternative for a blast with a win 2 ball such a berserker. Hole number 2, we're gonna play into a big funnel here on the green. No wind angle tweaks on this shot. 3.8 backspin and 3 right spin with our QB. We always start with a P2 ball. This to find our aim point as we're starting at max line. Now, you can see ball guideline pointing towards the hole with the inner ring to be just by the edge of the rough line. Once we have found that spot, you either swap to any type of other P2 plus wind 5 side spin 3 plus ball that you may want to use, or you swap to the rock. If you swap to the rock, you will then unlock the possibility to play with a power 0 and a power 1 ball, but make sure to swap to the rock before you swap to that ball, because otherwise if you swap to that ball with the QB on, you're gonna jump back and that's gonna be trouble. Adjust 1 to 1 plus 1, so 9.2 rings for 8.2 miles per hour. Perfect ball it is. And we are then going to bounce into the rough nicely, roll down the green into the funnel, and we're dropping dead center for the hole-in-one. Get our guide for the Sequoia Creek and the Woodland Retreat 9-hole cup on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Now with free trial as well. So when you do sign up, you get 7 free days. So make sure to sign up for free and try out our guides. On the drive here on hole number 3, option number 1, we are gonna push here to try to get the ball as far down the fairway possible. We do not want to use a win 3 ball, as then we risk being too short if we are being unlucky. So we judge a win 2 ball to be absolutely perfect. If you're gonna use any other ball, we recommend you to use a win 1 ball if so. But that's why we have multiply options, so we in that case can use different balls. But again, this is a tough one, and we're gonna try our best to get ourselves the drop. Adjust max plus 20 P0, which 1 to 1 with a poke 8, and then we're gonna push up. We're gonna push up based off wind angle, and then we do want to have a bounce that's gonna get us to approximately 500 to 510 yards. For the second shot, what we are going to do is to set 2 right spin and whatever top spin that the table calls for. It all depends on what type of distance you have. What we're looking for here now is to have the ball guideline to go 1 green square through the hole approximately. If we are like too far or too short, then we are going to set the position, use the ball guideline as reference, and then respin from there. It is a bit finicky to find this type of position, but the good part with this type of rough bump is that it requires no wind angle tweaks, as there is a slight sticky spot that we're playing into. Adjust is gonna be from +3 fringe shake. We're playing 60% slider, no elevation, P3 numbers, and we center the ball to hit perfect. And the ball will then clip the rough, and you can see here that is room for grades on either side. We roll down the green and dropping dead center for the albatross. Get our guides using the free trial on patreon.com/golfclashtommy for expert and master division. On hole number 1, we are starting at P6 max, rest blue rain to the left by the rough line with our apocalypse level 8, 30% blue rain inside the rough with a poc 7, 60% blue rain inside the rough with a poc 6. Gonna do 5.8 top spin and 2 right spin. Now this is a shot tested for P6 plus, side spin 4 plus, wind 8, 9 or 10 ball. You can in this case see here on the plus yardage that if you're playing with a P6 or P7 ball, it's going to be a very shaky needle, a semi-shaky needle with a P8, tiny shake with a P9, and completely slow with a P10. We bounce on the fairway through the rough, and we're either going to have dead bounces or speed roll through, but the top spin that I've chosen is specifically designed to allow ourselves to either be on the back fringe or do like that through the rough to ensure that we are not going into the rough or staying into the rough. That will end up with a simple wedge. Scan the QR code here on the screen. We have a new season in Golf Clash, season 85. Make sure to sign up to either our Quick 9 guides or and our Ultimate Tournament Text guide for regular tournaments. Hole number 2, and now we're gonna play a rough bump. 4 left spin and 4.8 backspin. It's gonna be 4 clicks away from 4 backspin now. We stretch out into overpower to look at the tip of the ball guideline to fall just left side of the cup. Unfortunately, the trees are in the way, so we're going to have to push the reins. So be very, very focused on having a correct push angle. In this angle, it's gonna be called for no curl whatsoever, and you can see that I'm pushing very, very slowly because pushing is not one of my strengths in this game. However though, judged on how, what can I say, judged on how this hole is played, I do not believe in bouncing over the water. I do not believe on going left side of the tree. So in my opinion, I believe that the best chance for an hole in one and to safely get ourselves a birdie, that is to go for the rough bump. And what I would say though here is that this worked really well for me in practice, but also in also live, because this is my live shot. You can see there in the end that I added 1 click of right curl. This is to compensate for the lower wind. Obviously, for the full details and the wind angle tweaks, you sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, and you can also scan the QR code on the screen. On the drive here, we're going to play straight forward. There is a minor headwind, but this one worked really well. 7 top spin and 2 right spin. This shot has been tested with a luminary. It has been tested for a POC 5+, and I'm settling in the end for 7 top spin and 2 right spin, after I felt that was better controlled speed than if using max top spin with a POC 7 and a POC 8. Adjust max +10 P5. And then we're gonna play 0.75 ball of right curl and always 1 ring of overpower. The easiest way to do that is that the 1 ring of overpower is just after the circle drop. Bounce it 2 times on the fairway into the rough and roll out to around 375 yards is what we're looking for. we want to hit perfect or great left preferably. A great right, especially a bad one, will still bounce on the fairways, but it will, if unlucky, get a little glitch roll and roll into the rough. You will still be able to save it from with the Nirvana, but Albatross attempt will most likely be kind of gone, even though you can still attack the pins. So if you are a great right hitter, I do recommend to reduce the curl just slightly to compensate for that. Tricky drive, but the reward is beautiful as we do now have a short iron towards the pin. On the second shot, we are going to use 2 left spin and 2 top spin always. And we're going to use our plus yardage that we are into as our reference for the adjustment. This is a very elevated shot, so the reason we're playing with the thorn is that we will then allow us to pull just one time in all win 4 wins. If we do have a win 3 ball such as the Luminary, there will be occasions you have to pull twice, then we recommend to pull only once over bullseye. So this is going to be the standard wind angle. As it's such a downhill approach, there will be wind angles here provided in the guide. No tweaks here. Adjustment is from the +8 landing position. It's going to be 100% slider plus 55% elevation, P5 numbers. Bounce on the fairway, up onto the green, and then right at the pin. This worked really nicely for me in practice, but already addressed on the drive. I hit a bad great right of tee live and went into the rough. It was still an easy save, and I could actually go for the pin with the Nirvana without any issues, but try to stay away from great right of tee. If you have a tendency to hit great right, I would recommend to reduce the curl slightly to compensate for that instead. That's my tips for hole number 3. Scan the QR code on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golf-tommy to get the guide. Hole number 4, we are going to start with the quarterback and the sniper in our bag. This to find the min line with a P0 ball as easy as possible. Now I'm gonna do 3 and a click left spin, together with half a bar of backspin. The intention here now is to catch the funnel, and I do believe the easiest way to do that is from the P0 min line. Ball guideline to go left side of the cup, going approximately 1 green square past. Now, very few wind angle tweaks. We are going to use the first rock there as our reference point. If we do have the center line pointing into the rock, we're gonna do 1 click of underpower. If we have the center line right side of the rock, we're not gonna do anything. And that's also the reason why I'm choosing awkward spins. This to allow us to have very few wind angle tweaks to catch the funnel nicely. You can see here we're dropping dead center for the hole-in-one. Adjust is 1 to 1, so it's super simple in that way. The only thing that is a little difficult here is the spins. What you need to have in mind as well is that you can swap to a P1 ball after you have made your adjustment. Have in mind, it needs to be after your adjustment, not before. Get our guide on patreon.com/golf-tommy. You can now try out for free, as we do have a 7-day free trial. So use the link in the description down below and sign up and try out the best guides on the market for free. Hole number 9, option 2. This is with a berserker ball, very similar to option 1, just a little bit more topspin of tee. We can most definitely make an hole-in-one here, and we are starting at P10 max rest, bullseye by the rough line. Max plus 20 P0 as the adjust, and we're setting spins based off what wind angle we have. Once we have set the spins, we're gonna push up, and here we're obviously looking at the table, so we need to be pretty quickly. Zoom in to avoid the trees. The Sequoia trees do go transparent, especially when you do zoom in quite a bit. Always the same curl, and then it's about to hit perfect. A perfect ball will be around the hole, based off doing everything else correct. Obviously, I would personally prefer a win 0 ball because it allows me for having a very slow needle all the time, but for those that do not want to spend that, can obviously go with the berserker option here as well. And worst case scenario, we have a short wedge, or we do have a putt in this instance. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golf-tommy for the ultimate tournament text guide for expert and or master division. For hole number 6, we are going to start here with our Apocalypse level 5 plus. And when we are setting up our target, we are stretching out to max P0 rest. So it's a P0 ball we start with. And then we're using the ring reference listed. White by the rough, and then 4 right spin and 4 top spin. Adjust max plus 20 P0, which is 1-to-1 with a pocket 8. And once we have done that, we're gonna go full curl to the right and max OP as well, which is gonna be with a completely slow needle. We do recommend to stay with a P3 ball to ensure that we do have range enough on the approach. For those of you that do want to gamble a little bit, you can go down to a P2 ball, but then you are required, in my opinion, to hit perfect on your drive. Obviously, a precision ball is possible here if you would like to waste one of those. Second shot, we're actually going to play with our Grizzly here. And it's Grizzly level 9 that we're catering to. And we're using 4 left spin and 1 top spin. Simple spins, leaving the ball guideline by the edge of the dark green square, which is 2 green squares short of the hole. Make sure to zoom in to ensure that you are at the correct green square and have the correct distance towards the hole. Zoom in now so you don't have the bush in your way when you are adjusting. And we are going to make an adjustment that is from +6. We use 100% slider plus 45% elevation, P3 numbers. We are, once we have pulled, and we're going to pull twice, always, then we're going to do the wind angle tweaks, which is either going to be center ball or it's going to be 2 clicks of right. Perfect ball it is. And we bounce on the fairway and we roll down the green and dropping this one nicely dead center for an albatross. And get our guides for expert master division. On hole number 4, we're starting at power 3 max line with our quarterback. So any power 3 side spin 2 plus win 5 ball can be played here. You can see there that I'm also looking to see my second bounce before the spins. Max backspin 1.7 left spin. I hate halved spins, but I like the landing spots, so that's why I tweak the spins for that. What I would like to do is to pull straight, but if favor anything, I would like to favor 11.59. But straight pull is what we are looking for. This is the angle with no tweaks whatsoever. If we do have wind more right of, or left of that, obviously we are going to see wind angle tweaks needed, which will be listed in Telegram and also in the guide. Bounce on the fairway, then on the fairway and takes a down slope and drop right at pin. Dropped plenty in practice, also dropped live, which was really nice. This is a tough par 3 in my opinion because of that downhill slope there on the green, but I think we have found a good spot. Adjustment is 1-to-1 plus 1, so 7.8 miles per hour is 8.8 rings. Scan the QR code for the best guides on the market, and you can also click the browser link in the description down below. Patreon.com/golf-tommy. On hole number 5, we are going to send it over the water and rough rocks, everything. We're gonna send it towards the green area. We are doing at the max stretch with a P10 ball, bullseye just into the rough. Then we are adjusting max plus 20 P0. This is the blue angle. We're gonna have 2 big zones here. So in the blue angle for 11.6 miles per hour, we are going to push up 5.3 rings. We're setting max topspin and we're setting 2.9 topspin boost. The reasoning for the 2.9 is to make sure that we're not missing the rough with our second bounce, because we'll be coming in with quite a bit of speed. 2.2 ball of left curl, try to hit perfect. I have been hitting great right and great left and still been making it over. You can see we're landing fairly centered on the fairway, and then we clip the rough, and we have the ultimate rollout, which is to roll out by the green. You should most definitely expect to sometimes maybe have a little shorter rollout, sometimes be more left, sometimes be more right, but no matter what, you will definitely attack the pin for an eagle. In the best of the worlds, we are being by the green for a short wedge. This is going to be around 50 to 55% elevation, not elevation, 50 to 55% slider, and we can here use the max topspin boost version as well with 3 topspin boosts. I don't want us to use more than 3 topspin boosts because I do want us to land on the fringe or on the green with the first bounce. You can play no spin here as well. No spin is EB School plus 15% elevation P10 numbers, and the max topspin plus 3 topspin boost is minus 50% elevation P8 numbers. If you do end up with a wedge that is much more left on the fairway, you will have a much more uphill position, and then you're going to have to play EB School with no elevation P10 numbers, otherwise you will miss severely to the right as being over adjusted. Also make sure to listen and watch the video regards if you're having a very long wedge. On hole number 6, we are going to play option number 1 with a Win 5 Power 5 ball. This shot is untested with Win 3 ball and only one time tested with a Wind 4 ball. The Wind 4 ball will work. You're going to have to add slightly on the second shot, but Luminary is completely untested, just to have that said. Start at max bullseye just before it gets clipped by the rough. 0.3 top spin, 1 left spin, and we're going 0.8 ball of left curl. Favor a great left over a great right here. I've been hitting both, and a perfect as well, obviously. So a great right will still work. It's just that if you hit a very bad great right, you might have the trees blocking some sort of your view. Again, that's if you are super unlucky. Because the more left we are on the fairway, the better angle we do have on the second shot. Because now we are going aggressive. We are attacking the pin for an albatross, which is, in my opinion, a very good chance. 4 drops in 2 different wind angles before I went live, and this is my live attempt. I'm using 1 right spin, and it's gonna be somewhere between 3.7 up to 4 top spin, but we're always going to be, as the drive is very consistent, around plus 18 to plus 20 yards. The important part is to have the tip of the ball guideline 2.5 green square through the hole. If you feel that you generally struggle with the time, then I would just set a heavy 3.8 top spin and just be done with it. This angle is going to be the no tweak angle whatsoever, because now we're not gonna adjust down into the bunker. Aiming for as straight pull possible here. And now this ball is a little bit smaller, so obviously it is a little bit more difficult to center this ball, but I think I'm, at least in this video, have it absolutely perfect. So I'm centering the ball, I'm getting myself a perfect ball, and you will see here now that the aggressive part with this shot is is not really as aggressive as you may think, because we are still landing in the center of the rough with our first bounce, and but obviously important here now to be correct with your pull angles and ball centering and stuff like that, so you're not putting the bunkers in play. We're looking at the top of the yellow ring to be just by the edge of the rough line as well. I don't know if I said that, but now it's said. Wind angle tweaks and all other details will be posted in Telegram, but also in the guides. Make sure to get the guides, scan the QR code on the screen, or you go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On the drive here on hole number 5, option 1A and 1B. The difference between the two options is that 1B plays with the Falcon, 1A plays with the Thorn. QB at P6 max rest, yellow ring by rough line, swap to a poke, and then obviously the preferred short are in either Thorn or Falcon bag. Max top spin and 1 right spin. After the adjustment, we're going to push up if we're playing with an Apoc 6 or Apoc 7. Apoc 8 are not going to push up at all. center line down to the right side of the triangle, which is 2.25 ball of right curl, and max overpower with a slower needle. P5 ball will give you completely slow needle every time, whereof P8 and P6 ball will be some shake with that. We're looking to have dead bounces, but pay attention. If you do get a glitch roll to around 400, make sure to follow the information that is on the info box on the slide. On the second shot, here option 1A, we are playing with our thorn, bottom white ring pin shake, and we do a +2 and the +3 as our base. No spin, ball guideline into the hole, and then we shall apply an adjustment that is 72% slider, no elevation, P4 numbers, and that is from +2 and +3. We are making sure that when we are pulling our rings, we are pulling over the bullseye. Then we're gonna center the ball to hit perfect. There we go. The ball will then bounce on the fairway, down towards the pin, dropping dead center for the eagle. For hole number 8, and the hole number 8 is always going to be the toughest par 3 of the Sequoia Creek, like no matter what wind angle we are having on any of the other par 3s. What we're doing here now is we're starting a P5 min line, pack the sniper to easier find the min line. We are then using 3 bars of backspin, blue ring with our quarterback to touch the rough line on the left. Adjust, it's going to be min plus 5% elevation, P3 settings, and then we're going to apply circle drop, just before circle drop overpower, together with some wind angle tweaks if needed. Again, a lot of things going on here, but it is a very technical and difficult par 3. And we bounce nicely on the fairway, up, and it rolls down, dropping dead center for the hole in one. Don't be mad if you missed this one, because if you're going to on the drive here on option 1 and option 2. Option 1 is for wind 5 ball, option 2 is for wind 4, but we're using the same video to display for both options because we're playing exactly the same. At P3 max rest, clearing by the rough with our Apoc 8. 3 left spin only, then we're adjusting max plus 10 P3. And then we're gonna play 2 balls of left curl with circle drop overpower. The intention here is to get somewhere between 345 to 350 yards. And again, you can play this with either a wind 4 or a wind 5 ball. It all depends on what type of ball you wanna spend. And if you're playing with a wind 5 ball or wind 4 ball, once again, you're gonna play with a P3 plus side spin 3 plus, and then either wind 4 or wind 5. On the second shot, we're gonna use all the top spin with our sniper together with 2 right spin. Now, the tricky part here is to find the correct ball guideline position. And what we're looking for here now is to turn the screen a little bit to the side so we can see the ball guideline going 1 green square short, pointing towards the hole. It may look like it's aiming towards the left side of the hole, but that's because the ball guideline is trailing back right. So it's going to look like you're aiming left side of the hole, but you're actually aiming center pin. Now, adjustment from +9 and +10 is going to be 100% slider, plus 5% elevation, P4 numbers. And then we're gonna take a look at the wind angle, and we're gonna then use whatever wind angle tweak you have then listed. Even if you don't play with wind angles, you will still be around the hole. Sometimes you will drop and sometimes not. Perfect ball it is. We bounce into the rough, over the other rough, rolls down the green and takes this long roll, and we're dropping it nicely for an albatross. Get our guides for expert to master division using the free 7-day trial on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link is in the description down below. Hole number 7, this took a long time, very pleased with it in the end though, but yeah, wasted a lot of time here. 7.7 top spin and 1 right spin is what I'm looking for to use. And I'm gonna have the bullseye just by the edge of the rough line with ball guideline to the hole. This is a Thor's Hammer level 6 plus option, as Thor's Hammer 6 have this amount of topspin. However, the Thor's Hammer level 6 most likely won't be having the ball guideline all the way through the hole, but Thor's Hammer 7 and 8 will have that. Now, we are looking to make an adjustment when it comes to Thor's Hammer level 8. It's max plus 5% power 1 settings. And when it comes to Thor's Hammer 6 and 7, we're playing medium distance with a 20% over adjustment power 1 settings. In this angle, using 2 clicks of right curl, obviously we will address what to use in the other angles as well in Telegram and also in the guide. So if you do want full details, you go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy or scan the QR code on the screen. On hole number 9, this is our play on the right side to go into long iron distance. We start at P2, max rest, and navigator is perfect as we're applying max top spin and 1 left spin. Now for the adjust, we do max plus 20 P0, and then we're gonna push up depending on what type of plus yardage we do have after we have made our adjustment. If we do go up to plus 9 or plus 10, we are going to push up 0.5 rings. Sorry, 0.6 rings. If we do go up to plus 8, we do 0.3, and if it's plus 6 or plus 7, we do nothing. Max overpower, 0.4 ball of left curl, and then overpower. Pay attention to your drive distance as we're using that on the approach. On the second shot, we play based off drive distance, where 429 and 430 yards is our base. Before spin, yellow rain to be by the rough line, and then the tip of the ball guideline into the center of the bright green square row. We're applying spins to get the ball guideline roughly 1.5 green square through, and then we're gonna make our adjustment. So our adjustment is gonna be custom based for 7.2 to 7.6 miles per hour, 1-to-1 plus 1.7. In 7.7 to 8.6, 1-to-1 plus 1.8. If you do have a wind, which the high winds, and you need to pull more than 10 rings, you pull the rest from the white ring. This is the blue angle. We do 2 clicks of left curl here, and we then clip the rough, and we roll down the green and dropping the center for the eagle. Scan the QR code here on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy for our tour and tournament guides. You can also go to GCT Quick 9, so patreon.com/GCT Quick 9 for our ultimate tournament text guide for the Quick 9 format. On hole number 9, the drive, it's an NMT, so we're going to open at plus 20. We're using a tiki ball or any other power 5 wind 5 balls here. We don't need any side spin on this shot. Adjust is max plus 10 P4, then it's max overpower, and I mean the needle will be slightly slower than max needle, but it still will shake a lot, and that's why tiki is the perfect ball here due to its good overpower needle. I've been hitting bad grades on either side and has both been safe to still be on the fairway, but obviously we are looking for a perfect drive to be at the perfect angle on the second shot. The drive will vary between 395 all the way up to 410, and therefore we will suggest different spins depending on how long you go, but the adjustment is actually aligning very well because I've dropped it all from +1 pin check up to +16 pin check, which means that adjustment feels fairly solid. On the second shot, we're doing a pin check, so we move our bullseye as quick as we can up to the pin. And this is going to be a +7, and now when we are at the +4 to +7 range, or sorry, +1 up to around +10, then we're going to play with 4.7 topspin, and if we are having a pin check that is up around plus 14, 15, 16, well, let's say like this, above plus 10, then we're gonna play with 4.5 bars of topspin instead. This, as we otherwise have a risk of falling short if we're not compensating with a different topspin amount. Adjustment with our base is going to be plus 4 is mid distance, so 50% slider, minus 10% elevation, P5 numbers. Perfect ball, and we drop it dead center for lovely albatross here on hole number 9. Get our guide by scanning the QR code or go to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link is in the description down below. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this playthrough for the Madden Beast Mode 18-hole cup here in Golf Clash. I hope you are as excited as I am. And if you're looking for guides for Master Division, premium guides to take your game to the next level, you scan the QR code on the screen, or you use the link patreon.com/golfclashtommy that you can find in the description down below. Good luck.